People should learn to speak another language, especially in grade school. One reason for this is that it immerses the learner in a new culture, which is outside the culture they are already exposed to. A personal example of this is when I learned Chinese in high school. I learned a lot about Chinese culture that I probably would have never learned otherwise, such as Chinese customs, traditions, and festivities, which we celebrated as a class and had a lot of fun doing in the process. I also got to enjoy movies and stories and other forms of entertainment enjoyed by Chinese people or Chinese speakers, which was also a very interesting and fun experience. It also opened my eyes for new cultures in general. Another reason you should learn another language is for the reason of communication. If you are to communicate with somebody from another country who doesn't know any English, but you, for example, know Spanish and they know Spanish, you'd be able to strike up a pretty interesting or friendly conversation right away, right? It's also important if you want to be a government official or somebody that studies other countries, to be able to understand what goes on in those countries without having to have certain conversations or files translated to English. And a third reason you should learn another language is because it may help you with other subjects by developing language skills and other skills that will add to your general capabilities. For example, when I learned Chinese, there's a specific structure and formula in the language where you have to have subject, time, place, and activity, if I remember correctly. And sticking to that formula for all the sentences I speak in Chinese and read in Chinese made it so I was able to adapt to the language pretty easily and quickly. That also expanded on my ability to process other formulas and other subjects, such as calculus, and help me with those subjects, interestingly enough, even though it was more of a language skill. So in conclusion, you, as a person, get the benefit of your personal enjoyment and develop skill sets in learning another language. You benefit others in being able to communicate and hopefully clear up any misunderstandings if there are any. And finally, learning another language, if people do this all around the world, it lends itself to compassion.